because you and anybody. I mean, I say to work for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving came and went. Go somewhere else. We're gonna go somewhere else. So they never got back. But I didn't want to do Toyotas because I had sold Toyotas. I didn't want to screw those guys over because, you know, I knew worry. And then, I said right after Christmas, I said if I don't get nothing after, I was only at about 75% of what I was able to do because I was. And this was in like April. I remember talking to my daddy about this because I'm like, I progressed up. See, Hawaii, you can do that. If you're good, you're good, and they recognize that shit. It was just whatever they sold in the back end, it didn't really affect you, but whatever he sold in the back. One day we had a meeting, and then I said, hey man, you know, you're not really making enough of a finance job, man. I mean, why not? I mean, I can make this. He started coming toward me. I started going toward him. I said, on vacation. So I sat back down and I said, you know, guys, sometimes you got to do that. And then guess what? A few months later, I was supposed to go 6 months, but I actually went 3 months over. So it was a 9-month contract. When you do that, you're going to work even harder. Is the Great Hanshin Awaji earthquake. So this all over Kobe, it was pretty fucked up, man. Lights, they have the lights on. And I got pictures, you've seen videos I put up. I've been all over the place, man. My wife, that's why you don't need, the thing is, like we know, you guys ain't been on that yet. See now kids are, they're like, oh, why do I feel like, you know, why my back hurt me? You know, whatever problem I'm like. So yeah, here I am, here and there, see? The Harborland Museum is gonna be down here. You know, you're in the States, man, you think you do. So, what's up everybody, this is BSP. So yeah, it took me a little bit to get this set up. I was trying to get my mic to connect to my camera, but where I'm at, the Wi-Fi is pretty weak, so it's not letting me mic in. So I'm just talking. I'm using my camera instead, using the camera's mic. So anyway, guys, I'm here at the Port of Kobe here in American Park, which is a beautiful place. I just did a walk-around video for my Tokyo 64 channel. Right over there you see is the Mosaic. That's the shop and restaurant. Mainly is mostly restaurants. I will more than likely be walking over there too from here, from the park. But it's just gonna give you an idea of what's going on here. So Kobe, man, you know, I may have said some of the same things in my other videos, but I know that this is the longest I've ever spent in Kobe. I usually just kind of like whisk through for a few hours and I'm gone, but I'm actually staying in Kobe. Tonight's my last night, so I've stayed probably 3 nights in Kobe. And you know, I went to Osaka last night, but then I came back and it was kind of late, so I was gonna come to the port, but it was just a little bit too late, so I went ahead and crashed after that. Woke up this morning, just went over to Starbucks over here, grabbed me some breakfast right there, actually, to grab me some breakfast. But you know, you can see it's a beautiful day out today. I'm going to be going up the mountain on the ropeway later on. I'm gonna get back to my hotel, make sure all my equipment is charged back up, and then head up to the ropeway. It's just one of those places, man, where you can just come on, just chill, and this is what guys like me can do. I mean, here it is, a normal work day, and trust me, when I was walking over here to the park, there was a lot of people going to work, but not me. Because I don't have to work. I'm retired, and it's a beautiful thing. Trust me, whatever you do, if you can get to retire as quick as you can, because your time is so valuable on this rock. You do not. You basically, what's happening is when you're working longer than you need to work, you are wasting your life because you know, if it's something that you love to do, then go on and do it. But most of you don't love your jobs. And lately, a lot of people are losing their jobs, and things are going up in the States. Things are costly, man. Every time you turn around, shit's going up. People can't afford this. People can't afford that. So you know, it's a lose-lose situation. But when you don't have to work, you got your time, and that's why you want to sit up to where you got time and money. And I know now there's a lot of people out here. And I noticed there's some like tourists from China, and they are basically either on vacation or they're living here and they don't have to work. See, you see some Japanese out here, but during the like work day, you see less because everybody in Japan, most people here work. So, but if you can get to manage to where you don't have to work and you can do that fire, like, you know, financial independence, retire early. It is a beautiful thing, trust me, it's beautiful. I mean, just me having this time to do the things that I'll choose to do, it's just amazing. I mean, just loving life, guys, loving life. And I always talk about this because I know that other people can do this. They got the coolers. These are actually coolers, man. They cool the air around you. It's gonna be 30 degrees today. It's not gonna be as hot, but I mean, still 30 degrees is hot in September, because it's September 23rd or 22nd today, and it's, you know, so it's, yeah. And you see that B, there's the B Kobe. B Kobe has a lot of meanings. It basically means for the people of Kobe, because Kobe went through a 1995 big time earthquake here in Kobe. It destroyed a lot of city. This very port I'm walking around in, this area was all destroyed. They rebuilt it back. I was here during the earthquake. My apartment was shaking pretty bad. I was 2 hours away, but my apartment was shaking. It shook the whole region. Just like I got shook the beginning of last year when I was home in Joetsu City, when I got hit with the Noto quake. So I've been in 2 big earthquakes here in Japan. Survived 2 big quakes. We get quakes. That's just part of life here in Japan. Is we get earthquakes here. It's part of life here. That's what we get. But it's a beautiful country. Japan is basically a living country. It's living. It's like the land is living beneath your very feet. And we got volcanoes. We got hot springs coming out. So there's a lot of onsen here where people can kind of chill and hang out. But it's a beautiful, amazing country. And this Kobe is a beautiful, amazing city that I'm in. So I'm just trying to get away from people. Just trying to get me some privacy here, because it's really, when people are all around taking pictures, because they're visiting and just like me, so they want to get the shots in. See, I get that. So just trying to separate. I usually try to separate myself from people, especially when I'm talking a video like this. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, it's a beautiful life here. It's you know, I'm telling you, brothers, you got to get here, man. You got to get here, because you, and anybody, I mean, I say the word brothers a lot because people watch my channel as brothers, right? So you got to get here. You got to get here. You got to put your life in order. You just got to, you know, like my daddy used to say, you got to grab your nuts, grab your shit by the balls and say, this is what I'm fucking doing. This is what I'm going to do. And I give you an example. You know, I always got examples for shit. So what I mean by grabbing it by the ball. So I remember when I graduated, I went back to school for IT. And I graduated in December of 2011. And so here I am. I'm like, all right, great. I can graduate. I already had an interview set up. And I went to the interview, and they were supposed to get back to me. You know, it was around right before Thanksgiving. I said, okay, wait till after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving came and went. Of course, Christmas came and went. I didn't hear back from them. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? So I asked them in January, and they said, we decided to go somewhere else. We're going to go somewhere else. So they never got back to me unless I called them up, right? And I thought that was a good fucking interview. So, you know, I had to make money because, you know, I wasn't making any money in the car and at all, because you know, my unemployment had just ran out. So from school. So I went ahead and went back to selling cars, man. Couldn't fucking believe it, because you don't know, guys, that shit was so fucking bad when I went back to sell cars. That was so bad. I mean, I was so distraught. I mean, my wife and I was talking about this, and I said, babe, I gotta make some money. And so I went back to selling cars. I was selling Hondas in Seattle, at Honda of Seattle. And I remember because they had the Toyota dealership, but I didn't want to do Toyotas because I had sold Toyotas before. I wanted to sell a Honda, man, because Honda has some pretty good products too. And I didn't want to go back to my previous dealership where I was very successful at the Toyota of Bellevue, because I didn't want to screw those guys over, because, you know, I knew I wasn't going to stay in the car business that long. I was just trying to make a quick buck so I can support my family until I got my IT position, because while I was working selling cars, I was you know, I was applying for IT positions, web developer positions, and so you know, it was difficult. Yeah, it was very difficult, guys. It was like a slap in the face, man. Like, you know, I didn't get hired, and then so I went ahead and you know, I I was working at the dealership. So I got there, like I said, January, and then because I said right after Christmas, I said if I don't get nothing after the holidays, I'm just gonna fucking go back. So I was selling those cars. I wasn't doing as well as I was doing before because I was trying to sell, and I sold some cars, but I just you know, was only at about 75% of what I was able to do because I wasn't into it. I was really trying to get me an IT position. And so, you know, a few months passed, I still was able to pay my bills, sold enough cars. But then one day I went to work, and this was in like April. I remember talking to my daddy about this because I was going to leave him. That's what my dad had told me. I was contemplating leaving. He said, hey son, this is where you got to grab yourself by the balls and just fucking make that move. So I went to work that day, and it was a good day because it was necessary for me to get out. And I mean, for me to, you know, get my feelings out. So the way that dealership was set up is I used to be a finance manager when I was in Hawaii. I progressed up. See, Hawaii, you can do that because they don't have all the races. Good old bullshit. You know, there's a nepotism in Hawaii, but when you're in the car business, if you're good, you're good, and they recognize that shit. They kept promoting me. They wanted me to be a sales manager, but I didn't want to get on the desk yet because I still had some things I wanted to do in finance. So that's why when I moved back to mainland, and before I went to school, I thought, well, fuck yeah, I'll be a finance manager, make me a ton of coin. So, we'll make a long story short. So let me get back. So what happened was, there was a finance manager that was affecting our pay. So basically, it wasn't like other dealerships. Other dealerships, whatever they sold in the back end, it didn't really affect you. But whatever he sold in the back end, meaning when people went into his office after they secured the car deal, we got paid. But then we can get extra money too if he sells the products he's supposed to sell, like, you know, scheduled maintenance, product warranty, shit like that, right? Well, this guy was a fuck up. He was fucking up bad. And so, you know, so I didn't like it. And one day we had a meeting, and then I said, hey man, you know, you're not really making enough money for us. I said, and I used that as because I knew I was going to leave. I said, well, you're not making money, man. I said, you know, I could do the finance job, man. I mean, why not? I mean, I can make us some money here. Because my goal was, okay, if I'm going to leave, let me see if I can bust the door and get me this finance position. Then I wouldn't have to leave because I knew I was going to make a lot of money. But of course, they stuck with their little network, their little bullshit. So this guy got mad, and he started to stand up. Now, he was all the way across the room. And so I stood up and said, well, you know, what the fuck you get ready to do? You know? And so they had guys between us, and he started coming toward me. I started going toward him. I said, well, what you going to do? Let's go do something. Let's go and do something then. You know, I'm Philly. I got a chip on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't putting up with the bullshit. So what he did was he tried to come up. I tried to get close. I got close. You know, I had to push a few guys off me because I was trying to get to this fool because I was going to knock his head off. Well, fortunately, they stopped us both. And then I never get upset at my jobs. Never. I mean, you know, I've had some run-ins with my last job boss, but not to the point where it would be physical. And it was just because they were abusing me. They were fucking digitally abusing me in some cases because of how they wrote their emails and shit and messages and whatnot. But anyway, this was almost going to be an altercation. So I sat back down and I said, you know, guys, this is not me. I don't do this kind of shit, man. I quit. I'm out of here. I just grabbed my shit and walked the fuck out. And they were all looking at me like, oh my God, this guy's leaving. And I didn't have a job, one. I didn't have no income, one, or nothing. I just grabbed myself by the nuts and I said, I'm out of this motherfucker. So that's why I wanted to say this. So sometimes you got to do that. And then guess what? A few months later, I had my first IT position. Yup, it was a contract, but it was a position. And I think I was a 9-month. It was supposed to go 6 months, but it actually went 3 months over. So it was a 9-month contract, but still it was my first gig. So that's what I mean by, you know, grabbing yourself by the nuts. If you have to get up out of there, get the fuck up out of there. And just then, because you know what's going to happen, right? When you do that, you're going to work even harder to get what you need to get your success. Because you know that you put yourself in that spot and you're going to get yourself out of that spot. That's what I mean. So, guys, here I am. I'm standing here, and you know, I was here last year, and I never noticed this. And I seen these numbers when I was in the park yesterday, and I said, "Oh wait, 1995." Well, 1995 was when we had the great earthquake, the Great Hanshin earthquake. Right? There's an official name for it, is the Great Hanshin Awaji earthquake. So this, they have all kind of words up here, and they're talking about the construction of the park and the project, the reconstruction and things like that. They show pictures, so you can see all the numbers right here on the board. So with the work that they did, reconstruction expense was approximately 570 billion yen, which do the math. That little part right there, right here, I just walked around on that. They still have that up. That shows all the damage. I mean, that remaining damage. And it was a 7.3 at 5:46 in the morning. I know because I was sleeping, and all of a sudden my apartment started shaking, and then shit started falling out of my apartment. And I was like, "Ooh, what's going on here?" And I thought, like I said, I thought it was in Nagoya, but it was actually in Kobe, because Nagoya is really close to where I used to live. So when you come to the park, just come by here. I'm not gonna walk through everything because it's kind of, I feel kind of emotional, man, because I remember that experience. It was a bad experience. We lost over 6,400 people, and they said that 70% of the deaths happened by crushing, suffocating crushing. So basically, the roofs fell on top of people. Yeah, in their own homes because of soft walls and boom, the old school houses like that. Of course, you had a lot of damage down here where I'm standing right now, all over Kobe. It was pretty fucked up, man. Freeways were turned over, buildings were laying on the side. I didn't get to go to Kobe the rest of the time I was in Japan because of that shit. So yeah, it was pretty fucked up. But anyway, here we are today, 2025, on a beautiful, kind of hot, sunny day. I'm gonna walk over to the Mosaic and show you brothers what that looks like. There's a place called the, I think called the Umie shopping mall right there. I'm gonna walk around there too, and then I'm gonna walk over to the Mosaic. I want to get this video in because I want you guys to see just how nice this place is. So I think I headed up a little bit higher. I'm good now. So anyway, yeah, that's what's up. You can get all kind of shit here, man. Ice cream, food. There's the water. Oh yeah, there's the waterfall. They just opened it up now. And at night it's really nice because the lights, they have the lights on. And I got pictures last autumn when I was with a friend of mine here. And we just kind of walked around. It was nice. Really nice place, man. This is a really nice place. Good exercise. Trust me, I've walked a lot since I've been in Kobe. I walk at home, but I don't walk as much at home because I drive. But I'm gonna be back on that swing here with my treadmill and whatnot, and my walking around my neighborhood thing too. As it starts to cool down, it's just been so fucking hot. When you live in a place and it's hot and you got a car, you're like, fuck it, okay, I'm just gonna drive over there, or you're gonna stay home or whatever, But trust me, you guys know me. I've been out a lot this year. You've seen videos I put up. I've been all over the place, man. My wife and kids and I, we've been to probably, let me see, if I'm just me and my son alone, been to more than 10 prefectures this year. Yeah, my wife and daughter have been in like 9. So I've been to more than that because here I am, and I'm getting ready to go to 2 more tomorrow, and I'm gonna go to hit up Okayama and then Kagawa, Takamatsu City and Kagawa. But yeah, here I am. So I gets around. I've been to 32 prefectures, guys. 32 prefectures in Japan. Before I moved here, I'd been to 20 already. And so I've added more prefectures. And so, I'm going to eventually get to every last prefecture and then some here in Japan. Because I love this country, man. I'm telling you, this is a wonderful place to live. That's why you don't need, the thing is too, you don't need to have that much money to live in Japan. I keep telling you guys that. You don't need that much money. I just checked the yen. The yen is 148 yen to the buck right now. And that's the problem that people are having. The U.S., tourists have stopped coming to the U.S. The numbers are going down because the U.S. is so goddamn expensive. You live there. Shit keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up. Your paycheck's not going up, but the cost of living is going way through the fucking roof. Inflation's higher than it needs to be. That's why they went ahead and fucking lowered that. Oh shit! I didn't even know they had all this in this museum. This is a museum right here, Maritime Museum in Kobe. I need to get back to my museums. Let me show you this manhole cover here again. Nice, ain't it? It's nice. Yeah, they do a good job here in Kobe, man. They really do. They got, you can tell Kobe City has a lot of pride in itself. Here, and this prefecture is called Hyogo Prefecture. So you come here as Hyogo Prefecture, Hyogo, Hyogo Prefecture in hearing. And we're here at the capital of it, Kobe. So Kobe sits about, let me put it this way. When I went to Tennoji last night in Osaka, it only took me an hour and 15 minutes. So I can get to Umeda Station. I mean, if I really want to get to Osaka fast, let's go to Shin Kobe, which is only one station on the subway line from Sannomiya Station, where I'm staying at. And then I can get that motherfucker in a few, like less than 10 minutes, if I catch the Shinkansen, right? So, yeah, it's pretty fast. You can get to Osaka pretty quick, Shin Osaka Station. And there's no bullshit. Now, this right here, the Kobe Tower, I'm going to be going up in here. I'm thinking when I come finish up with Mosaic, I'm going to go in there. I tried to go in yesterday, but it was Sunday, and Sunday, man, in Japan is packed. So I gotta wait until there's supposed to be a crosswalk right here, so people are supposed to stop. So that's why I walk across. So yeah, so here's a little. They got a little area right here, like, you know, we can hang out, restaurants, stuff like that. They call it 39 Days of Kobe. Yes, you got the food menus. So see, you can come up here and get some nice, like little light food snacks. This is what I like, man. Like if you want to eat like a little light croissant sandwich, you can get something to drink and whatnot. You can get some really nice little place here. I'm gonna go look at the schedule because right now it's 10:32, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go upstairs at about noon, because it's probably gonna be when I'm done with the Mosaic. Let me see what the schedule looks like. Because yesterday, man, it was a bitch. So you go in here and you buy your tickets, and to get up to the top of the tower, okay, they got the prices here. I think it's 1,200 yen or something like that. Oh no, I think it's a restaurant. But yeah, so 10 o'clock is okay. So yeah, but I don't know what this other thing is. Oh yeah, the restaurant. Yeah, I don't need the food. Yeah, but just going to the tower is good. So yeah, it opens at 9 and then closes at 11, which is cool. I know that now because if I want to come back tonight, I can come back tonight, but then just make sure that it's not going to be packed, because, you know, this place is so popular, man. It's just crazy, man. So yeah, this is the way. So walking from American Park over here to the Mosaic, now as they do, you have a walk away here. You can walk across. Just the water over there and the wheel. And the wheel's not as big, but it's looked like a little fun wheel to be on. We were actually on a really big one up in Sapporo, and my son got on the bigger one up in Yokohama when he went to see his godparents in Tokyo. We haven't been on that one yet, so I'm gonna have to get on that Yokohama one because he keeps talking about it. Daddy, I've been on it. Like you, we know you guys ain't been on that yet. See, now kids are, they like to be competitive. I said, okay, that's okay. You haven't been to Port Kobe either, have you? So that kind of thing. And then don't take them and then brag about it, right? No, I wouldn't do that though. I'm actually going to bring my son up. That's what one of my thoughts is. I like to bring actually my whole family out here, not just my son, because I know that my wife really likes to get out to Kobe. I think I'm coming out here next year, Golden Week, for a few days. Just going to Shinkansen out. You're not going to drive, just going to Shinkansen, go through Tokyo and come over, or maybe the other way, because my wife hasn't been the other way yet, through the back door with the Thunderbird and whatnot from Suruga, because she hasn't been down to Suruga yet. So normally what I do is, when I go through Suruga, I'll just get down there and then I'll just take like a 2-hour lag over, and that way they can get to. Let me see if I can go in this building here. That way they can get to you know, check out Fukuiken for a minute. Now this right here is a port terminal, like the one we went to at was it up in Kanazawa. This is a really nice. I haven't been in here, but I know the one in Kanazawa is really nice. I'm going to go through this. This is a Kamomiri terminal. So we can go through here and see what's up. So they got the port shop, because I really wanted to kind of buy my wife and kids something. I'm looking at getting a t-shirt. I want a t-shirt that says Be Kobe. And just gotta see where I can buy one. There's the port shop right there, so I'll be checking it out on the way back. But yeah, it's a nice little setup in here. The one in Kanazawa was nicer, but this is still nice too. I like this setup. Yeah, it had a nice, really nice one in Kanazawa. So you can kind of walk through here and see, get out of the sun for a minute, get some AC on the body before you head back out in the heat. So, because when you live in Japan, man, you learn real quick how to navigate the through the weather. And like, I haven't used it yet, but I was gonna start carrying an umbrella with me to use as a parasol because it's hot, and you'll start sweating, and the humidity is pretty. It's not as high as it was last month, but it's still there. So, a lot of you, what I want to tell you too is a lot of guys get over here, man, and okay. Here's the thing. So before you visit Japan, what I highly recommend you do is make sure you're in shape. Make sure you walk around a lot more, because what's going to happen is if you're used to driving everywhere in the States, and when you get to Japan, you're going to be walking a lot. And if you're not used to it, your shit's going to get exhausted. You'll be tired of shit. And you don't know why. You're going to be like, why am I so tired? It's not just a jet lag. Because you're going to be so excited. Oh, it's called the umie. That's what it is. I'm going to go into the umie first. You're going to be so excited, but you're going to be tired after a few days when that excitement wears off. Because you're going to realize, wait a minute, why my legs feel heavy? Or why do I feel like, why my back hurt me? Whatever problems you got that they're going to come out, trust me. Those problems are going to come out. It's just like the playoffs, right? In the NFL playoffs. Whatever your weakness is, it's going to come out in the playoffs. You might have won games on that weakness, but when that playoff comes, those weaknesses are going to be exploited because that team is only focusing on you and your weaknesses. And they're going to beat your ass in the playoffs. So that's how that shit works. So, anyway. So, yeah. So, okay, guys. Yeah, my SD card just ran out on me. I didn't check my memory on my... I usually have the other chip with me, but I left it back at the hotel. So, I'll just continue on my phone. On the videos, probably going to be a little bit different. The other one, this one shakes a little bit more. So, I'm going to try to keep it as stable as I can. But, yeah, man, they're going to... I would say probably about 3 weeks before you schedule to fly to Japan, that's when you want to start walking. Just all the places that you can walk to. So if your grocery store is not too far from your house, hopefully you don't live in the food desert, then you should walk there. So a place that you would normally drive to that's close, walk. And trust me. And a lot of people in the States just think it's, okay, I'm going to hit the gym real quick. Hitting the gym is not the only answer. Because even if you hit the gym real quick, you're still going to have some stamina issues. The gym does not... Lifting weights, to me, from my experience, just lifting weights alone does not do you justice for stamina. Okay, yeah, that's a nice anaerobic. Yeah, it gets you the strength. Okay, great. But if you just walked around and stayed off the weights for a minute, you're still going to have the strength. You won't be as strong as a football player, which is why a lot of people expect, when they lift in those weights. But you will be strong. You will have your strength, and because your body's accustomed to moving around, that's what'll happen. So just remember that. So anyway, I'm gonna go up here in the Umie. Then I'm gonna walk up to the mosaic. We walk up there, up the steps up there and cut across. But I'm just gonna cross the street right here, since I got thrown off because my video camera went out on me with the car. So it's okay. Now I'm able to hold this with 2 hands. I just slap it in the back of my back pocket so it won't fall out as I'm walking, and I can feel it moving, trust me. So yeah, this is all like the Kobe Harborland, and they spell harbor like the American way, Harbor, land. And they got shit, man, here that you can check out. Yeah, I'm gonna walk across this way. So I could have went up and over the tunnel, but it's okay. I can wait for the light right here and just kind of go through. So yeah, guys, I'm telling you, man. So you gotta get him, and your life is gonna be so much better when you're here. I may be able to use my microphone, by the way, because it wasn't connected to my camera, but it can connect to my phone. Let me see if I can use it. I may have to check my Bluetooth for a minute and see. So give me 1 second, guys. Okay guys, so I'm back. So I'm about ready to go into Umie. I'm using my mic now, so I don't have to talk as loud because now the mic is right up on me. I like the way it blocks out the background noise. So in Japan, every time you come into a shopping mall, you have the maps, and then the big thing is they'll show you the restaurants and the pictures of what they sell. Like, you know, you want to get some, if you feel like just a cafe or a light breakfast, a light lunch or dinner, whatever the case may be, they have them all here. And trust me, they always have quite a bit of restaurants to eat in Japan because a lot of places are usually like, you know, especially most popular places, you gotta, you know, like pack. Like when we were in Sannomiya the other night, we went to a few places and they said, "Oh, do you have reservations?" Said, what reservation? I said, "What?" And yeah, you needed a reservation in some of those places. So that's why you gotta be kind of careful in Japan. Another thing you'll see is they have all kind of things for children. So they don't have all the toys, but they do have a running space for the kids, so the parents can kind of come out here and rest and watch their kids kind of go over the place. Nishimura's Coffee, I had breakfast there yesterday. That's a really comfortable place to eat, so I like that. I'm not a shopping mall guy, but I do like the way they set them up in Japan. Because they're doing really smart. You know, what I used to hate about the States, man, is you go in there and you see the same shit. All these national brands, like all over the place, this is the same old shit, man. You know, there's that, oh yeah, seeing this, seeing that. So it kind of sucked. And look, they got another mall in the mall called the South Mall. I'm gonna go in there later. But just kind of showing you around what they got. So, you know, so I'll go up the escalators up over there. I like the way, what I do like is how they got this, see how they got this color set up right there? They have that whole, like green and, you know, on both sides. I really like the way that setup looks. I'm gonna walk up that way so you can kind of see. And you see these little cubicle boxes and stuff like that. You kind of see them up there. And then I never went from the other side to Umie, so I'm gonna have to check and see what that's doing. But then there's Muji's right there, which we have in our joint. So we actually have the biggest Muji in the nation in our town. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Or I don't know, it's the biggest one. This one looks bigger. I think it's the biggest one Niigata. Yeah. But look at how they got those pass-throughs. I like the way they got that. They don't fuck around, guys. They really know what they're doing. If you take a look back where I came from, it's another nice view where you see the tower right there in the background. It's just fucking amazing. And what also helps too is I'm here and it's cool in the shade. I'm walking around, I'm enjoying myself. So talking to you guys. So these are the kind of things you can do to pass the day, just kind of like mill around and just kind of chill, you know? So that's what I like. Because like I said, I'm trying to delay that trip to the mountain because I want to be up there at night when the lights start to go down or come on. I want to see the city view from up there. And I'm sure I'm going to get up there and find a lot to do to be able to help me out. I'm not going to go in these big department stores. I just kind of walk around so you can kind of see. And then I'm going to take maybe I have to go in one, just take the escalator up so I can, go through this walkway so you guys can see what it looks like. If I turn around, look at this. This is an amazing place, guys, amazing place. Like I said, I'm not a shopping mall guy, but I really like the way they set this up. It's so funny because it doesn't even really feel like a mall because of the two big buildings. All they did was these buildings are next to each other and they just put a cover up top and then they just put crosswalks right through, which is kind of smooth. It's kind of classy in a way as I walk back through here. So it's a really nice place to be. Like I said, you can bring your girl out, man, and chill. So, and look how safe it is. Nobody's bothering me, man. And you got these idiots who are looking to stand around there waiting to do something. There's a Starbucks over there too, by the way. But I bet the Starbucks right there. I'm not going to Starbucks right now. So, see, they got them in a really, Starbucks, they always, what I like about Starbucks, they have them in a really good location. So you can kind of go there and just kind of chill and do some people watching and whatnot. So that's what I really like about being at Starbucks. But as you can see, if I can take a look at these guys pass me by, I'll show you guys what it looks like. Once again, coming from here, from this side, see? And then if I can go over here to the edges, see, look, they got the little artsy, so where things are turning and whatnot, so the kiddies can kind of see how the balls roll, because the kids really like this kind of stuff, see? So this is something that they really like. And it's fun because your kids are in here. I know my little girl, man, she was like, oh, Daddy. And my son, when he was her age too, was like, Daddy, look at this, look at that, you know? So, you know, Japan is a very kid-friendly country. So what helps with being safe, it also helps with being a kid-friendly country too. And I can't stress that enough, man. You gotta be kid-friendly. I think I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go this way. And go across the way so I can kind of see what's going on. But, yeah, it's just one of those places where you can kind of hang out. And like you said, what I like about this kind of place is there's another thing that's really good. Let's say you come over here, and let's say you set up to live in Japan. You're fortunate enough to live in Japan. Like I said, there's not that many Americans like me living in Japan. Most of the Chinese, most of the immigrants are Chinese, and South Korean, Filipino, but Americans are really way down the list. I mean, you'd be lucky if you got 60,000 Americans, and that's not including people on the base. So I'm gonna go upstairs here. So anyway, if you're fortunate enough to get to live in Japan, and especially if you're married to a Japanese, then what I like is when you're doing your thing during the day, like say you got some work to do or you just got some projects or errands to run, your wife won't be working, right? So she got their little kids, she can come to these kind of places and just chill with the kiddies. It's safe, it's nice. And you ain't gotta even worry about that, see? So that's what I'm saying. So you sit up there and you can go focus on what you focus on while your wife and kids are out having a good time. And I know my wife, she'll be out and she'll get something nice to eat, and then she'll tell me, hey baby, I had something to eat. Oh, you know what? I could have went from that floor, but I actually went on one more because I didn't see the other one. Oh well, I'm gonna go a little bit higher. So I'm gonna go across the 3rd floor walkway, passageway, whatever they're gonna call it. And this Babies R Us, Toys R Us, which they don't have in the States, I understand, anymore, right? I think they just closed them out. So I'm gonna pass through here for a minute. And you see couples and everybody buying stuff here for the kiddies, baby strollers and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go across this walkway here. This top one. I'm just gonna go across the one below it, but it's okay. And look right here, they have conveniently located for you a food court with the premium water. See the premium water machine? I have something like that at my house because what happened was I didn't need it, but because we bought so many things from our electronics store in Georgia City, we were able to get that. Wait a minute, look at this view right here. Look at this. This is crazy, guys. The way they got the colors, they got the orange, they got the green, the yellow. So it's a really nice setup that they got here. So you can kind of see this. And you can kind of look down at the crowd too to see what's going on. So like I said, you got to think about everything when you live. You got to think about everything. You got to think about how you spend your time. I mean, you don't have to think about how you spend time, but I'm saying you have to just go with the flow, but you have to be able to be in an environment to where you can be very comfortable with your life, you know, every single solitary minute. You know, people keep saying, oh, life is one big struggle. It's a suffering because you're going through that process every time you're reincarnating, but you can still make it as nice as you can with your karma. And you're creating your karma as you know, do the things that you do. You know, you're creating your karma for your future lives too, right? So if you're the kind of person that cares about your family and you're going to be born into a situation where you're going to be caring about your family will be caring about you. That's how it works. See, so that's what you got to do. So I'm going to look for an escalator, go back down and come back across the other way. And this is how it is. You walk into these places and you see these like there's a circle thing right here that would look way down and to the different shops and whatnot. So you can kind of walk around and say, oh yeah, I think I remember where that was at. And all kind of things like that. So really, it's a really nice, like I said, nice place to be. I gotta go on the other side so I can go down. So like I said, it's very comfortable, guys. You don't have to worry about it. It's very comfortable. You see people in here not thinking about anything. And like I said, my daughter, man, she loves going to these kind of places because she's always finding something interesting. And my son, oh, you see that Gigo? If he sees a game center, he's gonna go in there and he's gonna play that game center thing. See, so that's what he's gonna do. So like I said, you know, I'm not a shopping mall guy, but I know that big Anpanman over there. My daughter will be fighting to get on that. Daddy, I want to get an Anpanman. You know, so I have to let her on the Anpanman, right? So yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, listen, you gotta keep your kids entertained, and that's what I love about Japan is You're able to keep your children entertained. You know, I'm telling you, I keep saying so and everything, guys. Life in the United States sucks. For all intents and purposes, it sucks. It's a fucking drain on your system. Oh, look, they got a Kango boost on. It's a drain on your psyche. It's hazardous to your health. Living in the United States is hazardous to your health. I know because when I told people my age the other day, they couldn't believe it. They were like, "Oh, are you serious?" I said, "Yeah." I had to show them my ID. They did not believe that I was the age that I'm at. You know? So that's what happens. You know, black don't crack, so even better. All the better, right? So that's what I'm saying. So you're going to have to get over here. You're going to have to set yourself up. Like I said, you're going to have to grab yourself by the balls and make that move, man. Make that move. And where I'm at, by the way, let's see, for all you single guys, you know you can hook up with a lady over here, man. And especially in this Kansai, Osaka, Kobe area, man. These girls out here, man, are pretty serious, brother. I mean, for a bigger city, you don't have to go to the small towns. You can come out here to Kansai, man. These girls are game. You know what I'm saying? Because I trust me, I was just bullshitting, and you can run into people. So you can imagine a guy that's serious, that finds a woman that he really likes or something, and you already know she's gonna be on your purpose. Ain't no bullshit. She's gonna be on your purpose. You know what I'm saying? So you need to shut the fuck up because you got something to do. They're gonna shut the fuck up because you got something to do and they're on your purpose. That's where you gotta be, no matter what this house gotta be. You know, don't let nobody else tell you nothing else. It's bullshit. It's gotta be like that. They gotta be on your purpose. They're not on your purpose, then forget about it. Now, another thing that I will probably be bringing up, I'm gonna go downstairs now, is a lot of you guys, man, don't have experience dealing with women outside the West. And that's going to be your shock, your culture shock. You're going to be trying to do things that you would normally do in the West, but you're going to find out that you don't have to do that. Because these girls are very, very accommodating for you, especially if they're in love with you, man, they are going to be very accommodating. And that's what I mean. They're going to be very accommodating. So you will have to recognize that. You will have to recognize that. So I'm going to head over. I'm going to walk back this way from the second floor. I'm going to actually take you guys to the Mosaic now. Yes, the Mosaic. You guys are going to love that place, man. And now the Mosaic, quite different from here, is a place to go eat and enjoy the scenery. And they have all kind of restaurants. Now, yesterday when I was here Sunday, during the day, they were very busy because it's a Sunday. In Japan, a lot of people are off on it. Look at how they got that one. You kind of walk out and walk across that way. See, that's what I'm saying. That these guys are world class. They don't fuck around in Japan. We make shit right, and we make shit nice, and we think about safety, and we think about earthquakes when we do things. We don't just slap shit up and just hope it's not going to fall. No, the way they design it, the way they build it so it will last. These pillars right here, these different color ones, they're helping prevent the buildings from falling down during the quakes. See? It's all in the design, guys, all in the design. They make everything the way it should be, all in the design. So that's how it works. So I'm gonna go. There's a tunnel right there to the Mosaic, and they're also gonna have your floor guides and whatnot. So you're gonna be able to find, like I said, you're gonna be able to find all kind of information. There's a JS Burger if you like that, Luke's Lobster, you know, if you're into that. Yeah, you're gonna be able to find all kind of things. Trust me, they have something for everyone in these places of gathering, in these gathering places. They have something for everyone. So you won't have to worry about much at all, trust me. You will be able to get what you choose. It actually looks pretty good, that lobster roll. Oh shit, look at that. A large lobster roll. I might try that for lunch here before I head back. I didn't even know they had that. Yeah, large lobster roll, that looks pretty good. So, okay, so anyway, going over this way, now this is the tunnel that goes across to the Mosaic. And the Mosaic, guys, I'm telling you, it is a really nice setup. A really nice place. I'm going to try to see if I can connect this mic to my shirt because I'm going to carry it around my hand and I want to be able to switch my hands once in a while. So I should be able to do it. I just gotta clip it to the top of my t-shirt here because I'm wearing a mic and I want to make sure this is gonna work. Okay, I'm good. So yeah, here I am at the Mosaic, and on my way coming over now. I did the video yesterday. It's gonna be on my Tokyo 64 channel. I just kind of walked all the way around and kind of like got up to the different floors and whatnot. It was so interesting, guys. It was so busy. And they got the Anpanman Children's Museum in here, which I know when I bring my daughter up here, she's gonna go ape shit on that Anpanman deal. I know it. So as you can see, you come in, you got all these restaurants. Everywhere you go, man, you see food. I'm gonna walk around the first. Oh, let me show you the layout. So every time, like I said, you come into a place, you always see a layout. They always have a layout in Japan. And this one does, somewhere around here, they should have the food. Yeah, see? And there's the food and cafe. So they show you all the foods and cafes that are here. I think I already figured out what I want to eat for lunch. I'm going to get that lobster thing because I had a really light breakfast this morning. So, but yeah, so you see how this works. So you kind of walk around, you can see all kind of food here. And this isn't as busy as it was yesterday. Yesterday, it was really busy, but it's not as busy today. And you'll see some shops and whatnot, like the cute little rabbit thingies and family stuff and whatnot, sakura, these kind of things. You'll see that, but mostly it's food, snack, mostly food. You don't see a lot of like bars up here, but they do have some places that serve alcohol. So, and that's the thing. So you'll see that. But like I said, look at Romanian cuisine. Can you believe this? Romanian cuisine. I never had Romanian before. That's crazy. And I've eaten, your meat and potatoes. They just spice it different. But so the alert coming through. You see, you can walk in. It's Korean kitchen. Like I said, you can go everywhere. I see these little corners here and there. See, these little corner spots. You can kind of go around. And most places will have a kids menu because they know that people come out here with their children a lot. See, so most places have a children's menu, which I like because my little kids can eat. And my son doesn't do the children's menu anymore. He just pretty much orders what he wants because he's a big boy now. But my daughter, she needs it. You can see they got little codes off here, little connections off here and there. And you see people out here waiting around because sometimes, it's almost lunchtime, so people get pretty busy. You know what I mean? So I'll go down this way for a minute and show where this guy's at. So I try not to put the camera on people because people are pretty private, man. I don't want to just throw cameras on everybody. And then you always have your restroom. So if you really need to use a restroom, that's what I love about Japan. You can always find a restroom, man. You ain't gotta worry about it. You got a little place over there, so you can kind of check and see what they got over here. There's a little wedding dress store. Yeah, I guess that's a clothing store here. But mostly restaurants, trust me, it's mostly restaurants. And I walk down here, I can kind of see, this is where they're gonna have the Anpanman Museum. It's gonna be down here. And you see all kind of fashions in Japan, by the way. They have them all, man. They have all kind of fashions here. So you can, if you got whatever taste you got, you can satisfy your taste. Some of you really, really tall and really, really wide guys may have a hard time finding your clothes, but you can find them in Tokyo for sure. But look at the little kitties playing in there, see? And then you got the Anpanman Museum over here, and then there's the wheel right there, see? So yeah, people come up and do all the things that they do. And then what I like about the Mosaic is you have some outstanding views. So like if I go like this way along the water, you can walk along the water. You in the States, man, you think you can go check something and then you find out you can't because they didn't do it right. They do it right over here in Japan. So like I said, It looks like, yeah, now they got people on the wheel. I'm not going on the wheel today, but they got people on the wheel now. But, yeah, you can see a lot. You can see a lot out here, brothers, a lot. The wind feels really good coming off the water. It feels, the breeze is so nice. I really like the breeze. So, you know, just like the way this all looks. And then look at this view right here of the Kobe Port Tower here in the city of Kobe. That bridge over there, that bridge was destroyed on the earthquake, man. And I think there's a picture of it being lifted on a crane, repaired, and brought back to Awajima Island. Awajima. So, yeah. So they fixed that and they put it back. They said they had it up less than a year, like 6 months after the earthquake. Because, you know, Kobe is a big port, man. You got to keep things running. And it was a bitch, man, when that earthquake hit and Kobe couldn't keep these things running. It was really a big problem, you know. So, anyway, I'm going to cut back through this way. See, you can come back through here. They got Kobe beef everywhere, so trust me, authentic Kobe beef. Don't go to buy the bullshit. Make sure it's authentic Kobe beef. Anybody can slap a name and call it Kobe beef, and it's not really Kobe beef. You want Kobe beef, it's a really nice, like, tender taste to it. I mean, feel and texture. I mean, then you want to get it real. Every place, like we were up in Yonezawa. Yonezawa beef was so good. We were up in Yamagata this past summer. They got Matsuzaka beef. We had the Matsuzaka, which was good. So each, you know, they have some specialties. If they have a name on it, it's got to be special. It can't be no bullshit. So just look out for bullshit. I would avoid restaurants where a lot of tourists go because there's going to be tourist price and the taste ain't going to be as good. They get lazy when they get that extra, they get that constant traffic. So you want to go somewhere where people got to fight for competition, to fight to be good. And you'll see, as you see in Japan, you see all kind of stuff. They show a lot of food because they know, they get the different. I think it comes from the experience of dealing with foreigners. People just kind of show up and they don't know what they want. So they show you, hey, this is what this looks like, this is what we got, kind of thing. So that's what you got to pay attention to. As I walk back over here, got eggs and things. I heard about that place. Out of Hawaii. You know, I don't eat eggs much at all. I stay off the dairy shit. That's why people look at me like, damn, you look young. Yeah. I don't eat no eggs, man. None of that dairy shit. Milk ain't good for it, brother. So I don't drink no milk. I drink almond milk. You know, that's good, always good. At first it would taste kind of bland, but shit, now it's, I can tell it's really good. With no sugar, sugarless. Don't get the bullshit. Get the real shit. But as you can see, walking along here, and there's a Starbucks right there. You know, they're always conveniently located. So already there's 3 Starbucks. There's one in the Umie, one here, and then there's one right over across the way over American Park. I actually went to the Starbucks yesterday and I was sitting in the front looking out over the water and stuff. It was nice, really nice, you know. So, yeah, this is part of the mosaic, guys. I'm not going to go upstairs or downstairs. I want you guys to come over here and see this. I just kind of want you to see what it's like. I'm going to actually go back to the Umie, take me some pictures and get me something to eat, man. And then I'm going to head over to the tower, enjoy the rest of my day before I head back to my hotel and charge up for this trip that I'm going to make up the hill tonight or this later this afternoon. But I just want you guys to get a taste of what this is like. It's a beautiful life over here. Like I said, man, you see these videos, you are going to want to move here. And trust me, Kobe, I ate in this place before. I remember this place now. I ate there before. Yeah, I did. I ate there years ago. It was good. But yeah, you're gonna want to move here. You're not gonna want to leave. I tell you, so many people hate going back to the States. When I used to visit Japan all the time, before I moved here, what I hated the most was leaving this bitch. I hated leaving this place. I hated it with a passion. I used to hate going back to fucking the U.S. Customs. I hated that shit. I hated having to coming from a nice country like this and get to the airport and fucking SeaTac And then I got to deal with these assholes in the States. I hated that shit coming through customs in the U.S. You know, and I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not going to fuck. I tell you, my plans for U.S. visiting, I always tell my family, I'm not going there. As long as Trump's president, I'm not visiting. And even if he's not, it's still going to be fucked up. But right now, I'm not visiting the States because I don't like the look on these motherfuckers' faces. When you see them all like walking around like they king just because they got Trump in office. And now they got this Charlie Kirk bullshit out there. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's just my opinion, and you can get up here and say what the fuck you want, but that's what I believe. So this is BSP. I'm up here in Kobe. I'm living good. So why don't you get over here and do the same? It's BSP. I'm out.